So today I want to talk about creating a sustainable meditation practice. And I'll share some tips for people who are just getting started in meditation, and also some tips for people who have already been meditating and could use some advice on how to create more of a daily practice. So tip number one is about taking the long view of your meditation practice. And this is something I learned in my own practice, that I can't expect every meditation to provide this Zen, blissed out, peaceful experience. That some of the meditations will feel a little bit frustrating, or, my thoughts will just be super spinning that day and I'll spend the whole meditation distracted, and that's okay. The metaphor I like to make is kind of like going to the gym. And sometimes when you go to the gym for a workout, you feel amazing afterward, right? You feel the endorphin high, you feel powerful, empowered, amazing. And sometimes after you go to the gym for a workout, you just kind of feel crappy. You feel exhausted or sore or tired, and it doesn't feel amazing. But you go to do it anyway because it contributes to your overall health, because we're not really doing it for that time that we spend in the gym. It's more that time in the gym contributes to how I feel outside of the gym, right? Out in my daily life. And kind of similarly in meditation, there will be days where the meditation feels amazing and peaceful and calming, and you just feel wonderful afterward. And sometimes the meditation will be frustrating, and sometimes there will just be lots of thoughts. And sometimes I still sit down and have meditations where the entire meditation, my thoughts are just running and I'm super distracted. And that is normal, because sometimes those thoughts just need a little bit of space to vent, to let off steam, because otherwise those thoughts will be bothering you when you're trying to lay down and go to bed, right? So sometimes that 10 minutes, even though it would be preferable to use those 10 minutes to, get to a calm meditative state, sometimes those 10 minutes that day are just used to vent, to let off a little bit of steam. And that's okay. And of taking this long view of meditation, that it doesn't matter exactly how each single meditation goes. What matters is that we're meditating regularly, and that's helping contribute to overall health. So tip number two is about this concept called Epsilon, which is a term that I encountered when I was studying machine learning. And basically, Epsilon is the ratio between how often do I make a decision based on something that is known, something that I've explored before, something that I know will work, versus how often do I decide to do something that is unknown, that I haven't explored before, that is maybe unknown to me, and I'm not sure how it'll work out. And so Epsilon is basically this ratio between the known and the unknown. And this can best be described by the example of going to a restaurant. So, I have a friend, we decide we're going to go out to dinner at a restaurant, and do I pick a restaurant that I've been to before, that I know that the dish I'll get, I will like, I've been to that restaurant before, so that's the known, versus how often do I go and try a completely new restaurant that I've never been to before. And it may be that I go to that restaurant and, the dish isn't so good, I don't really like it. Or I might go to that restaurant and I might love it even more than the place that I already know, and it'll become my new favorite. It's just unknown. So Epsilon is this ratio between how often do I make a decision based on the things that I know versus how often do I explore into the unknown and try something that I haven't tried before. And I really like this concept applied to all different areas of life, but I specifically like it in my meditation practice. So really reflecting on how often am I doing meditations that I know I'm good at, that I know will work, or that I've chosen and I'm going to, keep practicing that every day to really master it, to get good at it, versus how often am I going into the unknown and maybe exploring a meditation that I've never done before, or a meditation teacher that I've never practiced with before. And this can be a really great way to check in with what's working for you in your practice. Because there's definitely times where I'm like, this kind of meditation is really something that I need right now. Like right now I'm doing a body scan practice for 20 minutes every morning. And I've been doing that for the last 3 months because I just realized my body just really needed to relax. There was a lot of anxiety and tension stuck. And I was like, this is what I'm committing to. So this is the thing that I'm going to every morning. And that can be so incredibly helpful, especially when you're beginning to really gain mastery over at least one type of meditation by doing it every day for a week or every day for a month. But it can also be really amazing to just check in and seeing if you're needing maybe a little bit of a higher epsilon. Maybe if you're needing to go out and, explore different kinds of meditations because you like this one, but maybe there's a different kind of meditation that might work even better for you. So just checking in. There are lots of different meditation apps available, lots of different meditation teachers, maybe people or teachers that will suit your style a little bit better. So just checking in. I'm not advocating for, one type of decision versus another. It's just checking in with what feels right for me at the moment. And for me, it changes all the time. Like right now, I'm kind of doing a little bit of both, where I have my morning practice, my 20-minute body scan, and that's what I do every morning. And then later in the day is when I get to do my super high epsilon. So I get to just go on my meditation app. I use Insight Timer. I have a subscription, so all their courses are free to me. So I'm just always checking out all the different courses. Like right now I'm doing one on letting go of attachment. It's this 10-day course, 15 minutes a day. So sometime in the course of my day, maybe in the afternoon, maybe in the evening, maybe during the workday, whenever I'm just needing a little bit of a break, a little bit of an energy boost, I go into my app and I do this meditation course, or maybe I pick something completely different. So just checking in what feels right for you. So tip number 3 is about finding regularity in your practice. And there's actually a lot of science to back this up. So neuroscience tells us that it's more effective to meditate every day, even if it's for a shorter increment, maybe let's say 5 or 10 minutes, than it is to meditate once a week and have that once a week be even a whole hour. That it's actually more effective on the neuroscience scale to meditate for 5 minutes every day than it is to meditate once a week for an entire hour. Because what happens is that when we meditate every day, even if it's for a short amount of time, we're taking the time every day to build those neural pathways and to really train our brain in mindfulness. And when we come back to this every day, it really strengthens those muscles much better than just sitting down once a week. So even if it's just 5 minutes, even if it's literally just 2 minutes, that is more effective if we're doing it every day. So really checking in with yourself, what will feel good for me in my daily routine? For me, something that really works is sitting up right when I wake up, right when my alarm rings, maybe doing a snooze if I want to, but sitting up right when I wake up and doing my meditation practice. I find that really works for me. Maybe for you, it would be easier to do this before going to bed. And it can even literally be 2 minutes. It can be 5 minutes. It can be 10 minutes. It can be 15. It can be 20. 20 is what I'm doing right now. And just really checking in what feels right for you, but just knowing that the science is there to say that, don't push yourself to do a 20-minute meditation every day if that's not working for you and that's not working for your schedule. The science says that even if it's just 2 minutes, even if it's just 5, that will be the most beneficial thing, to just try to fit it somewhere into your daily schedule, and finding that regularity, that will actually be the most effective thing. And the last tip that I want to share with you that really helped me is this concept of shifting my mindset to look forward to the meditation practice. And this was really transformative for me because I used to look at meditation as something else on my to-do list, kind of like a chore, like, I haven't meditated. I need to make sure that I meditate. And it was really transformative for me when I started to really look forward to the practice as something that I really enjoyed doing and something that I know will make me feel better afterward, even if it's not this Zen blissed out feeling that we talked about. But I know that if I sit down to meditate, I will feel even just a little bit better for having sat down to meditate, regardless of how the meditation actually goes, knowing that me just taking that time, dedicating that time to myself, to self-care, is something that will make me feel better. And now I really look forward to the practice. I don't treat it like a chore. I don't treat it as something that is difficult, even though sometimes it is a little bit difficult. But I really look forward to the time I spend meditating, and I really look forward to knowing that I'm doing something good for my body, and that regardless of how the meditation goes, I will feel better afterward. So let's take a moment to review. Tip number 1 was taking the long view of the meditation practice. So kind of knowing that not every meditation sit will give this blissed out and zen peaceful feeling, that sometimes it will be a little frustrating, and that's okay, that it contributes to our long-term and overall health, and that as you meditate more regularly and get better at meditation, it will become less and less frustrating until finally it is not frustrating at all. Tip number 2 is to play with your Epsilon. So maybe you're doing a meditation right now that you're doing every day and you really like it. And I super highly recommend that in order to gain mastery over a meditation by doing it every day for a week or every day for a month or even longer, just having that in your practice. But also checking in, maybe you want a little bit of a higher Epsilon. Maybe you want to go check out different meditation teachers or different meditation styles to really bring vitality to your practice. And maybe some of these other meditations or meditation teachers might fit better for you, and you'll have more tools for your toolbox. Tip number 3 is about finding regularity. So we kind of talked about the neuroscience, how it's more effective to meditate for 5 minutes a day than it is to meditate once a week for an entire hour, because that regularity of every day is really going to help build those neural pathways and make meditation a lot easier for you, a lot faster. And the last tip, tip number 4, is about creating that mindset shift to really look forward to the meditation practice, looking forward to sitting down and meditating, because it will help you feel better afterward. Even if it's not this Zen blissed out place, knowing that just sitting down and doing this self-care is a really good thing to do, and letting go of meditation becoming a to-do or a chore, and really letting yourself look forward to the practice. Thanks for watching, and I hope that some of these tips were helpful for you. If you found that any of these tips particularly resonated with you, or if you're somebody that already has a sustainable meditation practice and you have tips of your own to share with us, please leave them in the comments below. And if this video has inspired you to create a daily meditation practice and you need a meditation to use, or maybe if you got inspired by the concept of Epsilon and you want to play with your Epsilon a little bit more, I have a 5-minute meditation and a 10-minute meditation up on this YouTube channel that you can go check out and see if it feels good for you.